And we have new results from the 2024 presidential race. CBS News estimates Biden has won enough delegates to formally secure his party's nomination. CBS News Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto, joins me now. Anthony, we don't want to give people the misimpression that this is startling news. This was expected.
No, I am here to display my firm grasp of the obvious, John. Yes, Joe Biden, as expected, we now estimate has enough delegates that at the convention, he will be nominated as the Democrats' nominee.
And fortunately, though, you are always doing some other work, which is that there are surveys that in the state of Georgia that CBS News has out today. What did you find in that?
Yeah, the fact that he's done it by winning Georgia really tees up what's going to be another battleground, right? Here we are again. Georgia's going to be close. In this case, Biden won it narrowly last time. Now we've got Trump up by 3. And one of the big differences here, John, is that Georgia has become a little microcosm of the country. And this everybody should watch as we go forward. More people say they think Trump's policies will lead to them being financially better off as compared to Biden's policies, where more people feel like they'll be worse off. Now, part of that is memory. They've got this memory of the Biden years so far where they've been feeling the effects of inflation. In previous polling, they've told us they remember the Trump economy as being good, which is interesting because back then, before COVID, they did say it was good. After COVID, they did not say it was good. So which part are they remembering? It's that first part, which is interesting right there. But this is echoing in Georgia, which is a narrative we're going to have to watch all summer and fall.
Amazing. There was a time when people used to say, Georgia is never going to be a battleground state. And here it is. What you're saying is that perhaps one of the quintessential battleground states.
Not only is it a battleground state, but look at how small the shifts are right now. We're going to be chasing this handful of voters. 7% of people who tell us they voted for Biden in 20 and they're considering Trump in 24. 3% going the other way from Trump back to Biden. And that's not much.
Hold on to that thought. I mean, to help people with that thought again, this race is going to come down to a very small number of people in how many states?
Oh, maybe 7?
Right.
Maybe 7 states.
And so that number, 7% in the Biden column, 3% in the Trump column, that's a small, small number that they're chasing after. And then you replicate that across 7 states. But this is not, just to remind people, not a national election, really.
No, because you have to win enough electoral votes, of course, and that's worth reminding people every 4 years. These are the close states. This is one of the battleground states. And then you're talking about a sliver of voters in a small number of states, but it really speaks to a larger story of how partisan things have become, of how intractable people's views and people's views of the other party have become, and really, as we watch the campaigns, how much money and effort that they will have to take and spend to get people not just to turn out, but if they're trying to move the needle, there aren't that many people whose needles are willing to move.
Right. Excellent. We're going to end it on that very clever wordplay. Anthony Salvanto, we are grateful as always.
Thanks.